And hello there. Welcome to week number 5 of Savannah State College football here on the Bill Davis Show. I'm your host, Mark Taylor, along with Coach Bill Davis, coming to you from Herndon Stadium this week in Atlanta, Georgia, the big city. And, Coach, the big city wasn't too pleasant for us this trip.
Well, you know, we created our own problem, Mark. We started out in the first quarter, did real well, moved the ball well, and after that we got into a lull, both offensively, defensively. Our kicking game failed on us, and we still was in the ball game in the last few seconds. I think the ball club really was looking back on last week. When we started feeling sorry for ourselves, and when you start doing that, things can happen to you adversely. They are a pretty good football team, but they threw the ball a great deal, but when the field would get short on them, we would capitalize. And the thing that we could never do offensively, could never get on track and get a good series going. We played pretty fair defense against the run. They're not a great running team, and we stabilized that. But I think our defensive backs just got shell-shocked because all they were doing was running deep routes and coming back, and we were sitting there going to sleep on it, not coming up and breaking on the football. They got a good quarterback, not taking anything away from Morris Brown, but we didn't play the type of football we played in the last four ball games prior to this one. And I think it was the worst football game we played, thus far this season. And as I told them afterwards, we're not going to change anything. I'm not going to change my attitude toward them. The thing that they're going to have to do is really suck it up and want it more. We are right now 0-3. We lost 3 in a row, and we won 2 in a row, and we just can't sit down and wallow in sorrow. We just got to get out here next week and go for a win and forget about this. And I think we're going to change some of our schemes in practice. I look back on some of the things that we did this week in practice. We might not have done enough of them to get, some benefits out of them. But, take away the touchdown in the last few seconds. It was a close ball game. You take away the safety, that block punt that went out of the end zone. Take that away, then it would still have been a 3-point game. Excuse me. We thought we had a chance to, to get in and regroup. But, that's the way this game is. Some weeks you're going to be up, but I feel that we can regroup and get back to 500. We struggle to get to 500. I think, we got 2 more ball games before break, and if we can win those 2, we can go up, maybe 5-3 or whatever, and feel pretty good about it.
Well, Coach, as you mentioned, the team started out very well in the beginning, and it just seemed like the wind went out of the sails. The team went flat and really lost the desire almost to perform.
Well, I thought we were going to come back in the second half and really regroup. They were not doing anything any different than anybody else we had played. They were blitzing some people. They were not the type of defense that I thought that they were going to be, because we broke some pretty good runs at times. But we really never established anything. We came out throwing the football, and we established that we could throw the ball. Then they started doing some blitzes, and we could not get our people to block. Our linemen were trying to block 7 people with 5, and when we were in a 2-minute offense shotgun series. And we sat down and started running the ball in regular offense, but defensively, we just could never, I don't think we intercepted but 1 pass out of how many ever were thrown tonight. And, the percentages against that was very poor. We didn't play well underneath with our linebackers. Coach was getting on our linebackers, not taking a deep enough drop. But we're going to look at things, because we're going to play some passing team next week, and we're going to play some more in the future. And we're just going to have to, maybe change some things around defensively to try and get some people in the ball game that's going to come up and cover and do some things, because the forward pass has hurt us over the last 2 weeks.
Okay, Coach, we'll be back in a couple of minutes after these commercial messages with the highlights of the game, and let you take a look at the game tonight. 18-7 defeat by Morris Brown of Savannah State. So stick with us, and we'll have the highlights for you, the first half, right after these messages.
Morris Brown at Herndon Stadium, and the action picks up with you on the offense.
Well, we got the opening kickoff, Mark. We're here early in our 2-minute offense, and you can see here they've been after our quarterback all night. We didn't do a real good job up front of blocking. We come back here, Richard comes back and gets a little high. Richard's been a little high early in the ball game, and he's going to settle down on this drive. And that's a poor block there by number 26. And Richard throws here. This is a great catch by, I didn't think he stepped out of bounds. That was really below.
Let's look at that again. I've got this coming up here again, and it didn't look like he stepped out of bounds on a close look.
But Fisher said he did. The guy was way down the field. The guy right there called it. I don't think he stepped out of bounds. We had a nice view of it, but those guys got it better there, the referee. There's another poor block by our back. We're going to work on these things this week in practice.
Overthrow.
Earl Bryant, there's a flag.
They get penalized here. I think it's a personal foul. It's marked off 15 yards.
We get a break here, and they move the ball down the field. And had an odd starting time, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they didn't have the locker rooms on the game field, and we had to sit there and wait. We come back here with the trap to no avail.
And Richard goes up top here.
We're doing a pretty good job of blocking there, and this is Antonio Johnson, and that's the South Carolina pulls it in, and we go up 6-0 at this point, and you can see the same play again. Richard goes back in the pocket and throwing the ball well. We have 3 receivers there. I don't know what those 3 guys, the 2 other guys doing in the area. Randy Pitts comes on and tacks on the extra point. They get an offside penalty. We refuse the penalty. The penalty is assessed on the kickoff, and that's about the basic of our offense for the evening, as you're going to see later on. And Earl Branch Flood kicks the ball here, and we come down on defense and see our kickoff team.
Now, the team starts off strong on defense. You're going to see some good pursuit.
You're going to see some good pursuit. They're not a great running team, Mark. They don't have a great run game, but they throw the ball exceptionally well, and you can see Damon Johnson coming up making the tackle. We got a little fire at this point.
And Damone Johnson, number 93, we heard his name every time. It seemed like every time a tackle was made last night.
Well, Damon is from Atlanta, and he's the first time back home. And I thought we should have blocked this, but we messed around and let the guy. These are the kind of breaks you got to get for yourself. Here's Willie DeLoach, and Willie's coming up. We got too many people standing around watching, and there's a unnecessary play there, clip. We come back, and then they open the floodgates on us. Because we're in 2-minute offense, and we really don't have enough people up there to block. And Richard throws the ball here to Earl Brown, who makes a good catch, short of a first down. And Richard comes back again to Sharp, and that was short of a first down. We have to punt the ball away, and Earl did a pretty good job of punting, with the exception of getting 1 block last night. And you can see he hits it out here. Now, they recover the ball in the end zone. This is called what they say the first touch rule. And you'll see it again. When he touched the ball, the impetus of the ball carried back into the end zone. You can see there. I thought if we had gotten on that football, that would have been a great break for us. They bring the ball out to the 20. They applied the first touch rule to it. And you can see Paul Hurd there from Heflin, Alabama, getting in the backfield, forcing the quarterback. They run a tall sweep here, and we got a lot of people around the ball, and that's Damon Johnson there again.
That was a hit, wasn't it?
That was a big hit. They're going to punt the ball away to us.
Willie did a pretty good job yesterday.
Willie's doing a great job if we can just get somebody to block for him. You know, we're not getting, that's a good return about Willie. We're not getting great blocking
Willie's the lowest
on our returns. We got the ball on the plus side of the field, and you can see, we dropped that one. He had pressure all night. And, you know, he's a great quarterback and going to have great days. But, you know, we have those kind of days in life. You know, sun's not going to shine always. And this is one of the things that they were killing us.
They're
not going to be dog days all day, I hope. But one of the things that really hurt us here is that our defensive backs were dropping and were not breaking on the football. We were giving them too much of a cushion. And you can see the ball here is overthrown, plus that was good coverage there by Damon Simmons. They come back, and now we get suckered into this, and they run a screen pass. And that was really one of the things that the linebacker on that shot should have been taking the first back out to his side. You see it again, McGriff is coming rather than the way we're playing that back. And they moved the ball into the end zone for their first touchdown. That was almost like a gift. They come on, and I thought we should have blocked that, but our man didn't lay out. You know, we block those kind of things in practice, but in games we don't. They tied up 7-7.
6:34 in the first quarter. There was a lot of action here in the first quarter.
They come back and tap.
Back on the attack.
So we had 2 people around him, and Tap completes it. He comes back again, and you can see we getting out of a good rush. But now this was called back early because they were personal foul. They were holding.
And they're going to move back down the field again after the.
Well, we could never. He's taking deep drops, and we could never. This was a play here that we just were getting people around the football, but nobody was breaking on it. That's a good hit there, but he still caught the football and held on to it. We didn't make him cough it up. You can see McGriff here going out, and that's a good hit there by Mike Wallace.
And they tried for a field goal.
I thought we tapped it, and the ball rolls out of the end zone. They're going to make one here, just going to creep over the goalpost. You see the skyline of Atlanta?
And we move on to further action.
Beautiful evening for football.
I think it's going to be a punt coming. Yes, you're
Right, we got
to
a punt. We're going to punt here. And Earl gets off a real good kick. Earl had a fine night of kicking, as I said earlier, you know, with the exception of the block kick.
This is late in the second quarter now.
Right, they're still throwing that little curl route, and we're not breaking on the football. You see, that's Eric Brown. We're standing there waiting on them to catch it, look like. And we're not playing with reckless abandon. Not playing. They make a great catch there. We get a pretty good rush on him. He's supposed to throw the football away. Now, this is just before the half. He just eked this field goal out here. He just, we called timeout to ice him, but maybe we should have let him come on and rush it off. And that's the way the half ended, 10-7.
7-3, and just this little kickoff here. And Willie once again gets a good return. And as he returns that ball, the clock runs out. And
Willie almost broke this one.
Yes, he did.
One more block, and he would have been gone.
And we go in at halftime, 7-7, 10-7. Half action with you punting to Morris Brown.
Yeah, well, Mark, Earl gets off a real good punt here. You can see our coverage is fairly decent. They come back here, tap goes back to pass, and they run the curl route again. You see our defensive back slipping down, and we're just not doing a good job of covering it all. We come here again, they come against the run. You see Paul Hurd there, and McCormick and Jamin Johnson around the football. Getting a pretty decent pass rush, putting some pressure. This is Eric Brown playing their wide receiver. The ball was thrown out of bounds. They got to punt the football away. Now, this is the break that we were looking for. We don't take advantage of it. We get the football here in great field position, but we don't do anything with it, Mark. And this is probably the low point of the ball game.
Yes, because you got 4 downs here.
Tony Simmons goes in. He should have stayed outside. He cut it back inside and got a lot of pressure. Richard comes on. He overshoots Earl, and he was throwing the ball to Earl Bryant and almost completed the Shannon shot. We can see here the kind of pressure that Richard is getting. He runs with it. Gets the ball, stays in bounds, and we come on. Randy Pitts comes on for an extra field goal, and the ball is just wide to the left. We missed a golden opportunity there. I think if we scored there, that would have put a lot of pressure on them. And you can see we're coming up to hit, but we're not breaking on the football. And this is our defensive line. And I thought they were doing a little holding in their own pie. It looked like they were about to pull his number off. Oh, they come up and they fullback make a good run. We do a poor job attacking. We're going to have to change some of our schemes in practice this week. They come out here and the quarterback Keith, he was their biggest running plus all night.
When they needed it, he picked up a couple of crucial first downs for them.
This is a great pickoff here by Mike Wallace from Effingham County. We come back. Richard rolls out. Throws it deep. Had receiver open, but a little he overshot him. And Richard comes back again. We run then y'all was tripped up there by one of Morris Brown defenders. Richard comes out, throws the ball. Look, Richard's passes are failing a little high. We're going to have to look at it. They blocked this. We don't do a good job of blocking up in the middle. And what happened, they picked the ball up, and we knocked the ball out of the end zone, on the end line. And Fisher was trying to decide whether they should place the ball at the 1 and give it to them. But what happened is a safety, and we have to punt the ball to them because they want to give the ball to them on the 3-yard line. And we're still in the ball game, Mark. You see this? We're still in the ball game.
And we move to the fourth quarter now.
Right. They run a draw play here. And they go deep again, and we don't, we break on the football. That's one of the few times that we were able to break up a pass. And you can see it coming back, Taps coming back. Run that long curl route. He's throwing the ball a long ways, but we're just not getting people around him.
Yeah, because he was going across the field a lot. It seems like maybe a few more of those could have been picked off with the proper timing.
I think one of the things, Mark, they really wanted the game, and we just, after we scored the first quarter, we thought it was all over with it. The game had lasted maybe 18 minutes, we probably would have won.
Here's one of those crucial first downs.
Right, he picked up a first down. We rushing people and not getting people into containment. And you can see there, they just running roughshod with us. Now, they fumble the football, and we get it back. We get the ball back. We were able to play foot good. And Johnny Jeffries comes on and gives the ball to Benyard. We brought Johnny in hoping that he could revitalize our offense. And Johnny does a good job of running here. Picks up a crucial first down.
And comes back and hits Ken Brown, but
Hit
Good
Ken
tackle.
Brown, and we fumbled the football. They had a good play going there. And, that's the kind of thing that was happening to us all night. That's Damon Johnson. Damon was all over the field, Mark.
He
played a
was.
good game.
I guarantee you, he's got to get a look for SIAC.
And that's our defensive back. They were burning our defensive backs. They run something here that we used to run. That's the option. They get a penalty on
holding.
Holding penalty. Cap goes back again to pass, and they try to run a screen up the middle, and Paul Hurd is there to break it up. Come on and miss this. I thought that if our defensive back had not hesitated just a little, I think he would have gotten it out of there a little further. But what happened, they relaxed on it. This is Johnny Jefferson. Johnny throws the ball here short to the Village. We're scuffing. Now, we're still in the ball game. Now, this is a pass here that Sharp throws this one to Earl Bryant. If it had been a step further, we'd have had it and probably won the ball game.
Yeah.
Jefferson goes back here to pass, and I don't know why Johnny threw this one. And that was the last play of the ball game. And they going. That's how they got their 18th point.
And Morris Brown is celebrating here, as we said, 18-7 the final score. And we'll be back with a closing interview after these messages.
Savannah State College football.